Moncho muribo TV ya Kisi Hot TV na wakiringa mbia mona singincho. Yokwerebere byago ne chinga kichao kwendere gusanga amoni ntwekera chinga ki. Nchiasa muritane ni ngonkuru kwenye pto Dennis gosana bwancho na ngiri kukuri kuntu. Niko na kwareganirie egere nkomonyasa mungana lya twikire mesa rituko eriga rya rero. Magaiti se mone burukano kwa neki wa asinye kitari ya Nduru level 4 hospital yego tukachinse muchanya marambe ebungia South Mugirango. Niko bono ekiombe kiriketi ni tabanya gitari kurwa ase county ya Kisi. Niko baso kitukolia lero na anene mono gokikiria egekorekia korekaneta asinye gitari yo. Asa abanya gitari amuna bakorega asibarwa netigu abachiteko kobesa emashine ya mukuru asinye gitari yo. Echigo konye gitari yemo ime county ya Kisi. Noena boigo niyo bachikire abakorega asamu n'abanyagitari gutatacha asinye gitari ya Nduru level 4 hospital egende kichukwire nyagitari ibono guchigosekwa. Noena boigo ni watabuna nigo bono basabire abarai anene mukuru state county ya Kisi na asenseme South Mugirango gochigweswanana na goisaransa eriko keni liberera asenseme yo neryo kana riba chigutuma abanyagitari n'abakorega asi eriba chikugenderera kwenana obogwenya gucha ase enseme yo. Nona boigo nigo bono enyagitari gochikutigara etabwati abanyagitari asegeka kengaki etamanyiri nigo nakwa ne roboto riga senchera ya bene nigo nakwa rigani toronyore asenchera yo boikirano
Agrirenyo KMPDU Nyanza branch secretary. Well, yesterday we did an official communication to the county and other relevant authorities to do thorough investigation of that incident. I want to emphasize that as healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, clinicians, we took an oath. Healthcare workers can work anywhere and we work without partiality. So that incident still shocks us, and as we advise the healthcare workers, all of them to withdraw their services till that position remains, until such a time we feel it's secure for them to resume back to work. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Oboge Lazarus Ogden. And yesterday, as my colleague has said, we made a statement about the incident that happened at Nduru. And we want to categorically say this without fear, that we are aware the people behind the act that occurred in that facility were well organized, and they were organized by the local politicians. Let us not beat around the bush and don't say the truth on what transpired in that place. There is no way the community can organize themselves in such a way to try and prevent a working workforce to do their job, and because this was a normal government procedure and it was well communicated. So there is no way we are going to keep quiet and not condemn what happened there, especially to our local leaders. In the 21st century, where we have the constitution, we have the laws of the land, we cannot behave like animals. And it is something that we are telling our people and our members who are the healthcare workers, all of them, that there is nobody who's going to return back to that place until the leadership of the county government, the local leadership and the area MP and all the MCAs in that area, they come together and solve the issue that is there. Meanwhile, that place will remain deserted completely, and we mean that. We are not going to have our members going there, not until we are certified that the place is safe for our members. That is what we are saying. And there's nothing that can stop that. We are hearing they're galvanizing and organizing their locals to go and demonstrate, which is their right. But we are saying this, it is also our right that we cannot practice where we feel we are unsafe. So until they sort that issue, let them riot until forever, but we don't care. Our lives matter. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Matiko Giabe, the Acting County Director, Medical Services from the Department of Health. We are here to give an official statement and position of the Department of Health in as far as the events that happened at Nduru level 4 hospital are concerned, which occurred on the 12th of April 2023. On the day the events occurred, we had a medical team of which members are here and I wish to introduce them. Mr. Jared Maina, who is the Acting County Ambulatory Services, Theatres and Critical Care Director. Pamela Nyaema, who is a Senior Anesthetist, but in this capacity as a Deputy County Clinical officer, Wycliffe, who is a biomedical engineer based at Nduru Level 4 Hospital, and Peter, who is the driver who took us to that hospital. So on the day of the events, we had left our headquarters in Kisii Town, heading to Nduru Level 4 Hospital to do two main things. One, there was a water pump that had broken down that necessitated a repair, but before that, we were to test it using the generator that is in the hospital, but they had challenges with fuel, which we had to get from town. Two, we were to pick an anesthetic machine, which is a normal government procedure, under borrowing from one facility to another facility that didn't have that machine. So the relevant documents and authorization from the chief officer in the department had been done, and communication passed to the issuing facility at Nduru Level 4 Hospital. At about 1 p.m., we left heading to Nduru Hospital, and we were received well. The situation was calm until a point where we had completed filling the necessary documents and the machine issued from the relevant officer who had been left in the hospital. After a short while, when the machine was being loaded into the vehicle, a gentleman appeared from nowhere and appeared to be taking a video clip, and we asked him gently what he was doing, and he said that he was taking the video clip to record the work that was being done. So we requested him politely that we were not comfortable with that event, and he retreated. While retreating, he was seen waving towards the gate where a crowd of youths charged towards us, shouting that they wanted to kill the thieves who had come to pick the machine. Remember that communication had been done and authorization had been received from the chief officer, who was aware of all this. The SMOH, who is the head of the institution at Nduru Level 4 Hospital, was equally informed. So when they charged towards us, they started beating some of our members, one of whom is actually not here because he got injured and had a mental breakdown from that attack, and is not here with us, unfortunately. He is the receiving SMOH at Keumbu Hospital. When the crowd charged towards us, they started beating some of our members, some of whom you can see here sustained injuries. We have the driver here who is still undergoing treatment, and our medical engineer from Nduru Level 4 Hospital who is also undergoing treatment. The unfortunate occurrence has left the medical fraternity in that facility quite traumatized, and some of them have expressed interest to move from that facility. Much as we've been trying at the department level to ensure that they continue working, the events that occurred are still a trauma to them. We are trying at the department to ensure that they go back to work, and the current circumstances have been difficult to convince them. Our colleague who is not here actually suffered severe post-traumatic disorder and a panic attack to the extent that he had actually bid bye to his family when they intended to burn the room in which we were. Luckily, the security agencies got there early enough, and we were rescued and secured. I wish to state that all procedures to transfer this equipment were followed, and the relevant authorities, both in the issuing hospital and receiving hospital, were informed, and the events that occurred to us, especially labeling healthcare workers as thieves, and yet this information had been passed to whoever was concerned, is quite unfortunate, and we condemn it as a department. To that extent, I wish to request the people of Nduru sub-county or South Migrango sub-county to know that as a department, we are still working towards ensuring that healthcare workers and a safe environment go back and continue offering services there. While this is going on, we request them to remain calm and stop issuing threats to those healthcare workers who are still on the ground. Otherwise, we request the relevant security agencies to continue doing the investigations and furnish us with information that will be helpful to guide us in terms of advising the healthcare workers to continue.
Bimona singi nchokore bure bya gone chinga kicha kwandira gusanga amunintwe ime TV ya Kisii Hot TV. Egana to kumanyia ase ayagase ni kwatika kuro ase orogongora gusi. Ni otwa gusabire otubwati ase mitandao yonsi pi Kisii Hot TV. Nona boigo ni otosaba anene mono abaraye amana abantu bandi uchi wesonania na gwakyane riberera ase nyagitari ya Nduru Level 4 Hospital. eriba chikone kebuna obo wenya kwagendera bore kurwa asenseme yo na wakirenga mbia mana sinjo kwana kusanga monintwe injasa muretani muna butambe nyabuto Dennis kose ko kuri kuntu kudenda saboni kana achire tetomira nende ase ebiro binde